This is Natural Powerlifting Radio. Deadlifts, chicken nuggets, video games. This is Check My Total, a powerlifting podcast with Timothy Payne and Andrew Hinson.
All right, here we are, another episode of Check My Total. All right, on this episode, we have our famous guest, Mr. Elite Lifter himself, Jesse, a.k.a., what is it, at Peanut Butter Monster Man or Monster Jam? What's your Instagram handle?
It's Peanut Hornster.
Peanut Hornster.
Hornster, yeah.
Hornster.
yeah, that's it.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. And as always, the other host, Timothy Payne.
Howdy. You left out the most important part, man. Two-time elite.
Oh, that's right. Two-time. That's right.
242 and 275.
Yep.
Our boy powerlifting raw.
That's the only way.
Well, Jesse, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself? Introduce yourself to people.
Oh, well, my name's Jesse Horne. I'm 24 years old. I started in the 220 class, worked my way up to 275 class. And then right now I'm currently sitting around 255. I really don't really know what much to say after that, but that's about it. It's pretty straightforward.
Oh man, how old are you?
24.
24, so young.
Oh yeah, I'm getting pretty old.
You grew up playing football, right?
Oh yeah. I went all the way to college ball, and I had a chance to play pro ball, and only on the practice squad. I wasn't good enough to play the actual squad, but I turned that down, and then come home, and then powerlifting was pretty much. I was literally just lifting at the gym, and Frank Beam came up to me one day, and he said, "Hey man, you ever consider powerlifting?" I said, "Yeah, I'll try it out," and then here I am. So. Oh
wow.
Yeah, so it's honestly, the powerlifting training, a lot of people would say, especially at Flex Gym, they would say that I overtrain or I do a lot more. Well, I'm there for 3 hours or 3.5 hours. I'm here to train. I'm putting in work. I get there usually an hour before my training partner gets there just to warm up and get ready to go, get a sweat going, and that's just how I am. And I really got that from college football. And, I mean, it's just something that, there's no traffic on the extra miles. How hard do you want it? So, yeah. So I just find that powerlifting was more laid back. I wasn't, being pressured to go all out all the time, but I still kind of got that mindset and I have to get this. I got to get this, my job's on the line. And I think that's what helps me really get better at my lifts and push me to do better. So.
And that's the thing about powerlifting. It's all pretty much just you against you anyway. So,
yeah.
So if you don't have that self-motivation, you might as well find something else to do.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
So you got quite a bit of an athletic background because you did football. Did you do anything else? Any other sports back in the day?
Well, when I started playing football, I started playing football in 8th grade or 7th grade in the summer. And, which kind of started, I was lifting weights in the 7th grade, 8th grade. I remember the first time I maxed out on bench press was 115 pounds as a 7th grader.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so I mean, we were already lifting then. And, but the problem was that I wasn't good as an athlete. And the only reason why I got on the field was because of the weight room. So I was like, okay, well, I'll put 2 together. If I do really good in the gym, I'm going to get on the field. So when I went to my freshman year to Freedom High School, which is Morganton, North Carolina, I started off at 205 as a freshman. Then at the end of that year, I was already at 265-pound bench press. I think I was squatting around 400 pounds. I mean, I knew that's how I'm going to get on the field. And and ever since then, I just really took it seriously in the weight room, which helped me play football better. But I also wrestled. I played lacrosse. I ran track, indoor and outdoor. I mean, I was active year round. I was always active. I didn't want to go home and just not do anything. So
you sound like an athlete to me.
Yeah, I mean, when I went to college football, I was recruited for track. So I was actually running the 100, 200 and 4x1, 4x2. That's what I was recruited for. And then I just walked on the football team. And then I was a little bit smaller because I was more in running shape.
Mm-hmm.
But I was still lifting as hard, just not as much weight. I was more focused on speed than anything else.
What did you weigh back then?
I graduated high school weighing about 185 pounds, 190 at that. Yeah, I was getting looked at by big D1 schools. But the problem was we got kicked out of the playoffs, and then they always considered my weight a factor of why I couldn't play college football well. So that's why I went in track, and then I just walked on. And I actually played Mike linebacker in college football, and so that's when the weight room was a really big deal. And I was actually really surprised that a lot of other freshmen at the time, they wasn't strong in the weight room at all. And that's what got me on the field right then and there. My freshman year in college football, I was already playing defense, linebacker. I was getting around 50, 60 snaps a game, special teams. That's how it was. And then track season came around, I just go run. So, and like I said, once I got done training for college football, in college football, we wasn't allowed to use belts, wraps, knee sleeves, nothing like that. It was always pure raw.
Right.
And that's how training was. And they were more, you're going to build true strength instead of relying on stuff. So that's how we trained. And I was always an 8 a.m. or not 8 a.m., but 6 a.m. guy. Always in the gym. I was always in there doing more. Like I said, it just got me on the field. That's what I needed to do. And so when football was done, I was still training at that high level, and that's where I just went into powerlifting doing it.
Wow. Yeah, it's pretty neat when you're in the gym and you're doing more than all the freshmen on the football team, and like you're already out performing everyone in the weight room. It gets people to notice you. Yeah,
the test they do in college is they do the NFL Combine, and so they're doing your 40-yard dash. They were doing the L drill, your vertical jump, your broad jump, and then your reps for 225. And as a freshman, I was doing 18 reps on 225 coming in. And my senior year, I finished off at 34 reps. So in 4 years, I went from 18 to 34 reps on 225. So I really, that's where I got noticed at. That's where, it helped me get on the field. And then, and my speed never changed. I actually gained a lot of weight. I ran a 4.55 my freshman year in the 40-yard dash. And then my senior year, I was running a 4.49, and I was weighing 250 pounds doing that as a Mike linebacker. So, I just got bigger and faster. That's what they want, and that's what I gave them. So.
Oh, yeah. That's moving pretty good for 250.
That's getting it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
That's a large object running down the field.
Oh, yeah, man. I was known for, I was coming downhill. I'm coming after you.
Mm-hmm.
One of the toughest running backs I ever played against, he was from Florida. It was a bowl game, Florida Tech. It was a D2 game, and he was just a hard-nosed running back. And every single play, I knew he was getting the ball, and it was me and him going to clash at it.
Yeah.
You could hear the clash in the stadiums on the film. That's how loud it was. That's what I loved, man. I was just part of that game, and I still miss it, but powerlifting took its place, and that's why I'm exceeding. I'm taking it serious, and here I am. So.
Wow.
So did you escape football without any injuries?
No, I had small injuries. I didn't have anything major, as in broken bone. A few broken fingers. I would say the biggest one I had, I pulled a back. I'm not sure which muscle exactly, but it was pretty bad. I had to take a week off, and then I went to the doctor. They gave me medicine for it, but I'm not really a big guy on medicine. I don't like taking medicine. Mm-hmm. I take ibuprofen if I'm really hurting, but other than that, I don't take anything. I just think it's going to affect my performance.
Right.
And it was, so I just stopped, and then I was pretty much playing football with only half a back to use, and I still made it through it. Here I am. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's good, especially since you didn't blow your knee out or anything like that.
Oh, no. I've seen a few guys that had the worst injury I've seen was a a buddy of mine named Sean, he blew his disc out in his back. We were doing Oklahoma drills,
Okay.
and he's an offensive lineman. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I can't. I know he was 300 pounds plus. He was offensive lineman. I think about 6'5", 6'6",
Big
and
boy.
he just big guy, and smash hit the D lineman, and he just went down. And we all thought his foot slipped or something, no big deal. Come to find out, he couldn't get up. I mean, he couldn't even walk, and he actually quit football after that because they were pretty much saying if you continue to play football, it's going to mess up his fused disc, and then he would never be able to walk again. He said, "Dude, I want to walk for my children when I have them." And
Oh, yeah.
so that pretty much ended his career. He was done, and I know for a while he was really depressed about it, especially when you put so much time into something, you get hurt and you can't come back from it. And so I think he now I know he's married, he's got a few kids, so I think he's living the life what he wants now. So, but that's the worst injury I've ever seen. So,
Wow, that's intense.
oh yeah,
Is the injury that you have on your back, does that ever act up, or is that pretty much in the past?
That's pretty much in the past. That's yeah. I'm very active in active recovery. I do a lot of it, so I try to prevent a lot of injuries. There's not many things that bother me. I usually come into the gym 100% ready to go. And
Okay.
like I said, yeah, I think the hour I used to do about 30 minutes before training starts. I'll go in there and start warming up, but as the weight got heavier and as more I'm demanding from my body through my training, I find out that it was just better for me to come in an hour early. And I do a lot of stretching, static stretching, and which me and my training partner Tyler Perlier was talking about this the other day. He's like, "Dude, I don't know how you do static stretching but still lift this much weight." Because he was reading an article about static stretching being bad for power athletes, and I still do it, and it doesn't bother me at all. So I think it just really depends on just how your body is, how you work it.
Yeah, everybody's wired a little bit different.
Yeah.
So what are some of your biggest lifts that you've done, or I guess what are some of your biggest lifts?
So my biggest lifts, as in competition or in the gym?
Competition.
Let's do a competition.
All right. Well, I've only competed in USPA once, but Iron Boy is my go-to federation. I think the rules are really strict. I like it. The judging's really strict. They're fair to everybody. It's a very clean federation. That's why I really enjoy Iron Boy and USPA. They're very similar, but there's some things I don't like about USPA. I'm not really going to get into it, but my biggest lifts in Iron Boy is the 705 pound squat, which was in past February, past Western Carolina Open Championship. My biggest bench press was that 400 pound bench press, and
Wow.
then my biggest deadlift in Iron Boy is 685. But my biggest deadlift was when I was at USPA. I did 716. Now that's on a deadlift bar, so. I think that's a big difference too. And also, I was just qualifying for another competition, so I wasn't really going hard on the squat or bench press that day, but the deadlift I took serious. So I think that plays a big factor too, why I got that much weight on the deadlift.
So did you have to hit a certain total or just have to place in the top 3 to qualify?
You have to hit a certain total. You have to hit for the meet I'm going to, the IPL World Drug Tested Championship. That you have to hit a class 1 total, which for me in the 275 class was 1466. So it was a walk in the park.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Because you totaled, what, 16-something at 242?
1625 at 242, and then I totaled 1790 at 275. And that meet I totaled 1708, and I wasn't even really going hard, only on the deadlift.
Yeah. Well, were you still? Did you say you were still 275 for the USPA one?
Yeah, I was still 275.
Okay.
But you're not a full 275, right?
No, most of the time I'm weighing about 250. So, and I really wanted to get to the 242 class for the World Championship, but just life. I'm still in school, so I had a lot of exams come up, and I didn't really have as much time. I mean, it was affecting my training, so I had to dial back on the training for final week. I had to dial back on my conditioning and It really affected how my meal plan went. So I was just kind of accepting the fact, well, it's probably best that I go 275. I don't have to worry about a weight cut, so I can just weigh in what I weigh, which I think a lot of people should do that. That's probably one of my best advice I can give somebody. Just weigh what you weigh, because cutting weight it puts a lot of stress on you. And I don't think there's people I see that cut weight and never do good in the meet, but the meets they never have to cut weight for, they do amazing. And I just started doing that. So that's what I'm doing for the World Championship. I'm just going to go in, weigh what I weigh, and play ball. So.
Yeah, I think that's smart. Like those weight cuts, even if they're just 10 pounds, like they still affect you.
Oh yeah. And I'm not saying that if you diet and you do this 6 months out and you say, okay, let's say you weigh 195, let's say, I don't know, 190, and you want to make the 181 class, and you get, okay, I got 9 pounds to go, and you're 6 months out and you start dieting and start trying to cut, then I would say go for it. But if you're only 2 weeks out, no, I wouldn't even do it. Even if you're a month out, I wouldn't do it. I would just weigh in what you weigh, compete in the 198, and just have a good time. That's just my advice, I would say.
And I think a lot of it comes from people just not knowing how to replenish after the weight cut.
Oh yeah. I mean, so the meet, that USPA meet, it was so hot in the gym that people were cramping left and right. And I don't, like you just said, Tim, I don't think people know how to stay hydrated through a meet or after cutting all that weight, getting all that back. And I mean, there's some things that I do that I learned from college football, especially when you play in states such as Florida or Alabama. Man, I was really big on the salt tablets, the hold and retain as much water as I can. And so that's what I do for powerlifting. I mean, if I would have to cut weight, I would do that. As soon as I made that weight cut, I would be taking 2 grams of sodium, just drinking as much water as I can, hold as much water as I can. But I mean, if you guys should try that out. I like it. I think it really helps me out, especially if I know the meat's going to be a hot meat.
Yeah. I did in October. I ate quite a bit of salt throughout the day. I didn't have like a salt tablet by any means. I just put a bunch of salt on everything.
Electrolytes thing too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, a lot of people just don't know when they do those weight cuts. They just don't know how to replenish. And like, I mean, I'm kind of with you, Jesse. It's just if you don't know how to do it, then don't do it. like what are you doing? Like, just go in and like, who cares if you're one weight class up? Like, you might perform great. Like, it's just you need to perform with like whatever body weight you're training at and what you're used to. That's kind of what you need to compete at. Like,
oh yeah, exactly. I mean, because the shock of doing that to your body within a week of a competition, it'd be too much for me. It would be. Plus, I mean, if you're really going after it and you're putting up really big numbers, it doesn't have to be 700-pound squat. Let's say it's a 400-pound squat, but that is your true 100%. Man, I wouldn't want my body to feel like crap trying to do that.
Yeah.
I would want to feel 100%. I'm ready to go, and it's just, most of the time I see it. The reason why people do it is because they want that higher Wilks score, or they want to go after this record. Like, oh man, if I cut 3 weight classes, I can get this record. I'm thinking, if you just stayed at the weight class you're at and just train, enjoy your training, and get up there. I'm telling you, I missed a weight cut. I was trying to cut back down to 220, and I weighed in at 222. I was 2 pounds off. So I had to go to 242, and this is the first time I competed at the Iron Boy Nationals. I believe this was 2016. Yeah, 2016. I haven't even been in powerlifting for more than 2 years, or not even 2 years yet. But so I missed a weight cut, and I felt drained the whole day. I mean, I still hit a 585-pound squat. I bench pressed 365, and I want to say I deadlifted 600. It was my first 600-pound deadlift. And that 600-pound deadlift took everything I had. I was throwing up on the car ride all the way home.
Oh my goodness!
And that wasn't even that was the first time. The second time I had that happen is I didn't cut for this one, but when I hit Elite the first time for 242, which I felt amazing that day. I actually weighed in at 237. I was just eating. I was eating normal. I wasn't eating fatty food. I was eating very healthy food, but I was just eating. I was drinking a lot of water. I was staying hydrated, and that meat I just had too much pre-workout for the deadlift, and I puked from Charlotte to Greensboro outside my car the whole ride. No lie, it was pretty gruesome stuff. Yeah, it was bad, man.
At least you got the job done first.
Oh, I got the job. I mean, I don't know if you got Tim. I don't know if you remember. I was puking in the trash can.
Yeah,
I was trying to get the awards.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was. Oh man, I was tore up. Talk about throw your central nervous system off the cliff, man. I just drove it right off, no problem.
Man, I can't even imagine you getting down to 220 because you're tall. How tall are you?
I'm 6 foot. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
so.
6 foot. That's tall enough. 5'9", 5'10", maybe. So 6 foot's tall to me. But,
Andrew, I don't think you're that short, man.
dude,
You're at least 5'11". Come on.
I'm not 5'11".
I thought you was right there at me, man. Every
That's
time I
what
saw, I was
I'm
like, oh, yeah.
I don't know. I need to measure myself. I don't know how tall I am.
And just
5'7".
Yeah, just to piggyback off of what you said, though, Jesse, being a tweener like that, you still have 20 more pounds to put on, and you're only 24. I can't talk. You're only 24. Man,
Yeah, oh yeah.
There's no telling how much stronger you can get and stay in the 275 class before you're even 30. So that's just crazy to think about.
I'm thinking the 275 class is home. That's where I feel great. I'm still managing my weight, and I'm staying right at 250, 255. And I eat 6 times a day. I eat 3 pounds of turkey meat a day. I have a cup of rice every meal, chicken broth. I'm eating orange juice, cranberry juice in the morning, all that. And I got that diet mainly from Rob Smith, A1 since day one Smith. And so that's what I eat. And I prime myself for performance. That's my diet. That's what I do. And most of the time if I need to lose weight, I'll just cut the rice out of 2 meals or 3 meals, and I'll replace it with a lot of vegetables, which I have vegetables with those meals anyway. And it just depends on how I want to do it. And that's just kind of my diet. And like I said, it's really my body weight's maintaining at 250, 255. And I feel great.
When you train, depending on what day you work out, do you eat more carbs?
Yeah, usually what I do is I load up on the carbs. So tomorrow I got a heavy squat day. So what I'm doing is I had my carbs. I had about 200 grams of carbs for dinner, and for breakfast and that lunch I'll really carb up, and then I'll have a light meal before squat. So that's what I usually do. But my breakfast my breakfast is normally 6 eggs, 10 pieces of turkey bacon, 5 ounces of liver mush, and then I'll have 8 pieces of toast with sugar-free jelly on it.
That's a big breakfast.
Liver mush.
Hey, that liver mush stuff's pretty good. Now you put that thing on the fryer. You sizzle that thing a little bit, put it in between some toast. Oh my goodness!
Ooh, you get a little crispy, man. I'm telling you, that's how you get it right there.
Yeah, I mean that little crisp on the top and bottom, just a little.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Or you could just
good.
cut off the block and eat it like I do. Not even cooked, and I just eat it. I don't care. I'm good to go.
So you said you're squatting tomorrow?
Oh yeah, I'm squatting tomorrow.
What's a week of training look like?
Well, this week's a little different because my training partner, he's going to the beach with his family, so we moved. I normally squat on Thursdays, but we moved it up to Wednesday. But normally, I train. I work on the weekends. I work 12-hour shifts, and during the summer, I only have one job. But when I'm in school, I have 2 jobs. I work in the library too throughout the week. But normally I train on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So that's usually how I train. But I usually leave that gap, so if I need to switch something around or move something around, I'll do it. We was training on Saturday, but I didn't feel like getting up at 3 a.m. and training at 4 a.m. and going and work 12 hours. So I didn't want to do that no more. Plus, it was taking my sleep away. And I try to maintain 8.5 to 9 hours of sleep a night. I demand that. That's what I want. So, because that's where I'm recovering the most. So I have to sleep. That's what I need to do. So.
Yeah, that's huge. Like lack of sleep, man. I mean, you can have the best training program, and your nutrition can even be on point. But man, if you ain't sleeping, that's huge. Like you're gonna feel terrible.
Oh yeah, and see, I used to when school my degree is not easy, and I'm not saying every degree is easy. I'm just saying from my perspective, I'm so molecular biology with a minor in chemistry. So there's nights that I have to write this lab report up, and it takes days to write these lab reports up, and it's just either I have to sacrifice some sleep or I got to get this stuff done, and it's tough. It really is to maintain 9 hours of sleep every night. But when I do it, that's why this summer I'm really trying to stay on it. And I'm trying to focus on that because I know that's what's going to recover me the most. Not my food, not me resting between sets. The sleep is what's going to help me the most. So, and I think go ahead.
Do y'all for your major? Do you have like labs? Like you have to go into the lab and like work a bunch of hours in the labs?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. I had some friends that were biology majors. They would have to spend hours doing labs. It's like, oh my goodness, it sounds terrible.
Yeah. See, I do a biochem lab. So we work on, well, most of the time I'm doing titrations or I'm cleaning glassware or doing something, whatever the professor wants. And so I can be there for an hour or I can be there for 6 hours. And it really sucks. The part that sucks the most is that you're not allowed to eat in the lab. So if I'm not busy, I'll run out because I usually bring my meals with me. I'll grab a quick bite or something, but sometimes you're busy for 3-4 hours and I can't eat. So it's tough because then I got studying on top of that, and it's something that I'm really looking forward to be done with. I only got 3 more classes, so.
It feels like you've been working on it forever.
Oh yeah, it's something that I took my time on it. I went part-time a few times, just because some classes I have have a really high percentage of fail rate. I know, organic chemistry 2 it was in the 80s. It was somewhere, and I passed it the first time through. There's people I've seen that would cry coming out of the final because they knew they failed the class. And it's just one of those that it really takes a lot of your time.
Yeah, that is a hard class. I had a bunch of friends, like, they were, like, biology majors or something, but they would take that class and they would fail, and they'd have to, like, switch majors or just retake it. And, like,
oh, yeah.
It seems to be one of those classes that just weeds out everyone if you're not really into it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's one, and that's why, last semester I went part-time because of that class, because I was taking organic chemistry 2, and I knew it was going to take my time, and that's why I done the part-time portion to it. And I know it's taking me longer in the long run to knock out all these classes, but I'd rather have the higher grade and actually learn my material, because now that I graduate or pass that class, I got to take biochem, and that's even harder than organic chemistry. So it's something that it's only going to get harder as you go along, and that's why for biochem, that's the only class I'm taking the whole semester. So we'll see how that goes. I'm excited for it. We'll see.
So when are you going to graduate?
So I'm hoping to graduate in the spring. So
okay.
I'll be done. Yeah. Mainly this semester is all about me catching up on my hours for the labs, knocking all those out and just going up there and doing that. And I have to take one class, so it's an intro to botany, something easy, and then so I'm not too worried about it. I think it's gonna be a pretty relaxing semester, which is the way I wanted to set it up because of the competitions I'm going into, and so it really worked out for me this year. So that's why I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that'll be good. That way you can focus on training and what you need to do in the gym and nutrition wise and sleeping.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I had a question, but I totally forgot. Oh yeah. Is there any accessory movements that you like really like, or that you do that most people don't do, or something that you think really helps the big 3 lifts?
Accessory lift. I'm really big into Russian leans. I like that. I think it works for both squat and deadlift. That's something I'm really big into. I like that one. And but see, bench press is hard. I don't consider myself a good bench presser. I mean, yeah, I bench press 400 pounds, but it took me 2 years to get from 365 pounds to 400. And I mean, that was hard training, way harder training than it was for squat and deadlift. And so the accessory movements for bench press, I mean, there's so many that I think you have to really target a lot of areas to be good at bench press. But for let's say squat and deadlift, if I work on my lower back, that's going to help both the lifts out. If I work on my quads, and since I'm a sumo deadlifter, that's going to work for both of them. If I work my hamstrings, it's going to work for both. So I find it easier to train for both squat and deadlift than I do for bench press.
Yeah, I mean, it is tough because, bench press, it's smaller muscles. Like, it's just a slow lift to gain a lot of strength at. Like, it's just not going to ever skyrocket like a squat or a deadlift. It's just not.
No. Like, I mean, my goal in bench press, and I try to set my goals really high so I have something to really chase after. I just want to bench press 500 pounds. I mean, 400 pounds is a lot. I mean, if you find somebody that can bench 400 pounds in a gym, they're a strong person.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter what weight you are either.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Yeah. Unless you're weighing 401, then you're doing your body weight. But,
yeah, but that blubber ain't helping you none laying on the bench.
Oh, no, it ain't. But, I mean, so I see these people, they bench unbelievable amount of weight. I'm thinking, man, these guys are just truly gifted at bench press. I mean, that's just their thing. And, I mean, if you bench press 500 pounds, you are the individual. You're God among men, honestly.
It definitely puts you in another level.
Yeah, you're definitely at another level. And it was crazy, man. Even though, to me, 500 pounds is a lot. The world record's 738. What? Who does that, bro? Was he bench pressing in his mom's womb before he was born?
He must have like 2-inch arms.
Is that James Henderson? Is that what you're talking about?
No, that's the guy over in Russia. He beat Eric Spoto out. He's actually 6'5". He's a super heavyweight. He's got the heaviest lift total for super heavyweight, I believe, too, as well as the heaviest bench press. I think he did an 800 something pound squat, a 738 or 705 bench press, and then he did a 800 plus pound deadlift. And what's crazy is he squatted and deadlifted both in just some Nikes. It wasn't even specialty shoes. I'm thinking, man, this dude, I mean, that's just, you're talking about genetics and just true strength. There you go, right there.
That's crazy. I'll never forget when I had to, this was a long time ago, I had to spot and lift off for Michael Neal at some competition. I don't know if you ever met Michael.
Michael Neal?
No, I've never met him.
Or Michael Belk, yeah. Michael Belk.
I met Michael Belk, yeah.
Yeah, so Michael Belk, this man didn't train for like, I don't know, 4 months. He shows up to this competition, I forget where it's at, hasn't trained hardcore in 4 months. And he's like, I think I'll bench press something pretty good, somewhere in the 500s. And he hasn't trained, and he wanted me to lift off for him, and I'm over here like, I don't know, 14, 15 years old. I'm like having to like get in a deadlift position to lift off for this man.
You gotta put a belt on,
put
some wrist wraps on to get ready to go.
And he puts, I think it was his third attempt. He puts like 560 or 570 on the bar, and like he hasn't bench pressed much at all. And like he's like, yep, I think this will be a good third attempt. And I'm over here, I'm like, all right, I'll lift you off. And I'm like rack pulling this weight as hard as I can. And like, he just takes it, and then he presses it, and it's like he hasn't trained it in like months, and he's just like, yeah, that felt good. And like, because he doesn't even really, back then he wasn't even really training super seriously, because he already hit, I don't even remember his elite total. It's something crazy.
1940.
1940. Yeah, he's a monster. And like he was getting older, and he just didn't train, and he still throws 560, 570 around after like not even training. I'm just like, what a freak.
And that's just his lift, man. People, I learned this from John Allen, and if you guys don't know John, well, I know you guys know who John Allen is, but he owns Fitness Express up there in Spruce Pine. And I never forget this, because he said, man, everybody has one lift that they're just good at. They are God gifted at that lift. And that is Michael Belt's lift, bench press. I mean, he honestly, he probably couldn't train somebody else. He probably could, but they would never reach his potential because that's just his lift. Unless they had similar genetics or similar build or similar style of bench press. And that's just how it is. And I learned that from John Allen. So, and I mean, it's 570 pound bench after not training for 4 months. I wish I could do that. That'd be nice.
Yeah, he's a freak, which, you know, his whole family is a bunch of crazy genetic people who are just born to lift.
Oh yeah, man. One of the coolest guys though, man. He's cool as a fan.
Oh yeah, he's a great. I haven't seen him in years. I wish I could see him more often, but I haven't seen him in years.
Last time I saw him was at the Belmont meet, and when I hit Elite the first time. So.
Yeah, he went that one. I remember seeing him that one a couple times.
I believe does he train at that YMCA? Is that the YMCA he trains at?
He I don't know if he still does, but he used to train people there. But I'm pretty sure he trains there also. But he used to work there.
All right.
Yeah. So he was there this April too. Cause he lives in the area. He's around Belmont and Gastonia. Well,
the next Iron Boy meet, that's the one I like going to Belmont. I like the outline or how it's set up, and I just think it's really nice and cool. It's never hot, and they got a really good warm up area. So that's my next powerlifting meet for Iron Boy. So I'm hoping to really do. I like to knock on the door of 800 pounds. My goal is to be the heaviest squatter in Iron Boy. That's what I want to do. So, and I believe the heaviest squat ever performed in Iron Boy was 815. I want to say that's what I'm not sure who done it, but I know it was 815. I think so.
It was probably Chip Martin, and he did that in single ply.
Or what did Michael Neal do?
I'm thinking he just did 800 even. I'll pull up the record real quick. Yeah.
I'm about to look at it. Yeah, I know he did something a lot of weight. I just don't remember what it was. Michael Neal, what did he do? He did 800.
Yeah.
So Michael Neal did 800 pound squats.
That's unreal. Yeah. But see, I like to be up to that level. I mean, I don't consider myself a good powerlifter until I am touching these legends in Iron Boy. I mean, these guys are the pioneers of this federation, and they set the tone high. And,
yes, sir.
And so when I broke Michael Belt's squat record at 700, I broke it at 705. I wanted to break it to set the tone higher. You know, I wanted to be the guy that he knows that I trained my tail off to break this. It wasn't that I could just do it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like passing off the torch. You know,
right.
I want somebody to do it better than I did, and that's what I want to do. I want to be that guy that sets the bar higher. And honestly, to inspire people to train harder, to do better, and just really, it's not even about. At the end of the day, it's not about winning. To me, it's more about can I beat myself the previous time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, definitely.
And like you guys were saying earlier, that powerlifting is all about one-on-one. You know, can you beat yourself? And I think that's where I do really well because I literally want to kill myself in training because it ain't burning yet, son.
That's true. You do have to. You do have to have a ton of motivation to do powerlifting. Like you really have to push yourself. Because you're competing against yourself and trying to beat yourself, and like you have to dig deep and you gotta push yourself.
And also, since you just said you have the number one squat in 275, there's no record for you to chase now, so it has to be you against you.
Oh yeah, exactly. And I just I just don't think 700 is enough to say that's a good squat. It's got to be more. And I like I said, I want to knock on the door at 800, and I'm hoping that eventually somebody comes down and somebody says, you know what, I want to break Jesse Horne's record. And I hope that I want somebody to beat it because then it just inspires me to, okay, well, it's time for me to start training hard and set the bar even higher. I want people to come after me. I want that. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to try this world championship out because I know these are going to be some of the best lifters in the world. I want to see where I stand in the world. I want to face the giants. I want to be there. I mean, even if I get beat, hey, I stood on the platform. I want to help people get better. I remember at the last Iron Boy meet I was at, people would come up to me and they'll say, dude, I just love your energy, man. It helps me lift more. And that's just what I like doing. I like to be that guy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like you said, it gives people someone to chase after. It gives them someone to beat. And like you said, like, competition does drive people. Like,
oh, yeah, it does. But I think like where most people mess up in the weight cuts is they take the fun out of it, and they take the excitement out of it, and then I need to cut all this weight to break this record. No, just stay where you're at and break those records. And even if you don't, just break your own records, beat yourself. So, and that's just like I said, I think that's where powerlifting that's why I loved it the most, because I don't have to rely on people. Yeah, I mean, there's people that I rely on my training partner to help me out on my knee wraps, where I help him out, or I rely on people to tell me, okay, hey man, you're 3 men out. Okay. But when I'm out there and I'm performing the lift, it's all me. No one else is helping me out. No one's out there, oh man, I'll help you, pick it up. That's you. So that's all you, man. And literally I
can't phone a friend.
Yeah, can I phone a friend? But that's what I love about powerlifting, man. I mean, because it really teaches you life lessons in one lift at a time. So, so that's.
You learn a lot about yourself, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, man.
So what? Let's see. So I know you got the IPL Worlds coming up. Is there an Iron Boy meet you're doing before then, or like what are you training for now? Are you just training for that?
I'm just training for the World Championship. Yeah,
so that's
all I'm training for.
November.
Yeah. See, I usually train. I won't compete in a meet less than 6 months. I mean, it's either 6 months or later that I'll compete in the meet. And the reason why is that it gives me time to recover from my previous meet and time to actually build on what I have. And then, to me, if you train for 6 months, really you're only training for 4 months, because that first month you're recovering from your previous meet, and that last month you're not going to gain anything. So really you're just perfecting that one rep, walkouts, stuff like that. That's all I'm training for. And so that's why when I train for 10 months or I train for 8 months, really I'm putting in as much work as I can for that amount of time, and I'm actually making gains. So
that's true. A lot of people don't realize that that first month after a competition, I mean, you really ain't going to get a lot stronger in your first month. And those last couple of weeks, you're ramping up. Like, you're taking the strength you gained and you're trying to perfect it, perform all the movements. You're not putting on any more muscle in the last 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, it won't happen. Yeah,
that's not how it works.
And that's why I do it. And so so for most of the time I go all out twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's most of the time, or it may end up being once a year, and then the meets I do would be just one of the lifts between the 6 months. One of the lifts I go all out. So I just want to kind of test where I'm at. And so for this past USPA meet, all I wanted to know was where my deadlift was.
Like you said, just fill out the new federation and their specialty equipment and all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, the only thing that was different from Iron Boy to USPA is the bars, to be honest. I mean, yeah, they use kilogram plates, but they use a Texas squat bar. They use the Texas power bar for bench, and then they use the Texas deadlift for deadlift. And the only thing that's different is that Iron Boy just uses the Texas power bar, which honestly I would prefer the Texas power bar on the squat because it's harder to do it. Because their Texas squat bar doesn't bend and flex as much. So it's easy to perform the lift, but in training, I would prefer the Texas power bar. But like I said, that's where the Iron Boy is just a tougher federation to really exceed in. But you really, once you start exceeding in Iron Boy, you're really a very high class, high grade lifter. So that's what I like about it.
We used to use a deadlift bar and all that kind of mess. But when we started running meets in different states, we had to just cut it down to one bar because we had to make sure the consistency was the same.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the reason we just use a Texas power bar for everything. Make it a little bit easier.
Oh yeah, especially how often you guys, where Iron Boy has meets. I mean, you have what 12 to 15 a year or more.
Yeah.
I mean, it just makes sense to do that way. Plus, it makes you know you have the right equipment every time. So
So, do you have any advice for anyone just maybe kind of starting out powerlifting, or someone who just needs some advice on training in general, or any words of wisdom for the newbies?
I would say my best advice would just be a student of the game. Just keep learning. There's always something different that you can learn. There's always a workout that is more geared for something that you need to be working on. And that's what I do a lot. I travel a lot. I've been to a lot of gyms. There's still gyms that I have planned to go to, and even if the individual was not quite as strong as me, I still listen, because they may show me a workout that I'm like, you know what, man, I really like that. I want to try that out, and then I can show them something, and then so we're both getting better. And I would say, yeah, just be a student of the game. There's always something that could help out.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like you said, like there's a lot of people out there who they got some knowledge, or they got something they do a little different, or just, I mean, like there's some people might find an exercise that really helps them, and they might show it to you. It may work for you and it may not, but it might be worth a shot.
And then, yeah, exactly. And then something else is your body always changes. So I wouldn't just throw that exercise away and say, that won't work for me. Because 2 years from now, your body's going to be different. It won't be the same. So that workout or that exercise that individual show you, it may work for you 2 years from now.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's something else that I try to save and record everything I do, because, look, 6 months from now, hey, I need to really work on getting my upper back stronger for the deadlift. Oh, this was a great workout. I'm going to do this. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. I mean, the exercises I do now are different from what I did a couple of years ago, and that's just how it is. It wasn't what I was doing a couple of years ago was necessarily terrible. It's just I had to do other exercises then to bring up some lagging parts. Now I can focus on some other things.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Well,
Well, Jesse, if you don't mind, explain what being drug tested means to you and why lifting in those kind of federations is important.
Well, I said this to you yesterday. To me, the guys and the female that are drug-free athletes or drug-free powerlifters, they're the true gladiators of this sport. They're the ones that are really putting everything on the line, because you don't have that stuff to help you recover faster. You don't have all that. So you literally put your body on the line. And to me, I respect that. I respect the people that really train and take this serious. And I mean, because tomorrow may be your last day of powerlifting. You never know. And to me, being a drug-free guy, I'm going to live my life every day to the fullest, and I want to be that gladiator. I want to show people that you can be strong without that stuff. I don't need that stuff. I can squat 700 without it. I can bench 400 without it. You don't need that. To me, that's what a drug-free guy is, a guy that is willing to put in the work and know the damage that you're doing, and you're willing to do it anyway. You're willing to have fun for the sport. And the guys that are on stuff like that, they take the fun out of it, man. They take the true pride of being a real powerlifter out of it. That's just my opinion to it. And so that's just me. I want to be that real gladiator. So,
man, that is a good way to put it. The real gladiator, man. I like it.
And plus, the numbers you do today can still be comparable 100 years from now.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And when I'm 70 years old, I am going to look good. I'm telling you, man. I'm going to be picking up some 55-year-olds. You best believe, bro.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Well, you said you've listened to the podcast before, so do you know our white light, red light game?
Yes, I do. I know all about this.
All right. Well, Andrew, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, all right. Okay. White light, red light. Eating chicken nuggets on the day of the competition.
Ooh, man, that's a... Oh, man. All right, my personal opinion, I would red light it.
Oh, he red lighted my chicken nuggets.
I'm really strict on my diet.
They're not the best food.
I'm really strict on my diet. But if you are somebody that needs the calories and it doesn't tear your stomach out, hey, go for it, dude. Hey, whatever works.
So what do you eat during a competition?
So I eat the same stuff I eat normally every day. So I have, I know the last meet I had 6 meals prepped and ready to go, which was my turkey or my chicken and rice and chicken broth, all that, and then I'll have some barbecue sauce or whatever, and then I'll just eat that between my meal or between my lifts. And I just kind of keep the same food because I'm really bad at, if I eat something new, man, it tears my stomach up. So
That's true.
That's
I do
why-
think that's pretty good to eat a vertical diet. Same kind of meals, same kind of food. Your body gets really good at processing it.
Oh yeah, and that's the only reason why I can eat 6 meals a day. I mean, at first I was only eating 4 meals a day, and that was a lot. I barely could put it down. But then, as my training increased, and the more I needed more food, and I just keep adding meals and adding meals. So I would just call Rob and be, hey man, I'm really hungry. What can I do? All right, add another meal in. Here you go. So that's what I just did.
All right.
Alrighty, so white light or red light using baby powder on the deadlift?
White light it. Oh yeah, white light, baby.
Silky smooth.
Silky smooth. I don't think people know this. I even shaved my leg hair off where the bar goes.
Whoa!
extra step.
The secrets
Extra.
come out.
The secret's out now. I'm telling you, that's the pro level right there.
Wait, do you
Oh.
just shave where the bar goes, or you shave your whole quads and like?
No, just where the bar goes. So there's just this awkward line there, and people ask questions. So that's why I do it.
Okay. You're going to have me looking at your legs now.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness! Oh, that is hilarious.
That's the pro secret. That's how you do it. Especially with conventional, I don't see why you need to shave your legs or even put the baby powder on. But for sumo, yeah, I can see it because it just you're literally dragging it across your skin. So that's why I do it. So.
Well, man, I gotta start shaving my legs where the bar is. Oh my goodness, that's pretty funny.
Well, just to stick with that, I got another one about the deadlift.
All right,
So white
do it.
light or red light wearing deadlift socks?
Oh, well, white light. Yeah, like I said, I'm sumo, so I'm dragging it across my shins. So when I wear the socks, I don't bleed as much. So I like it. But even when I train conventional too, I still wear the socks. So it's not a big deal.
Okay.
I like it.
I was just wondering because, you're trying to get rid of all that drag, so the socks don't hinder you any.
No, I just throw baby powder on the socks too.
Oh, okay.
there you go.
There you go, man. Hey, that's 2 pro secrets I let out. Shh, don't tell.
Shaving legs and throwing baby powder on the socks. There you go.
Shaving and babying.
Shaving and babying.
So-
Oh man, that's funny. All right, we're gonna do one last question.
Yeah, man, if you got one.
All right, here we go. All right, white light, red light, early weigh-ins.
I'm a red light.
Really?
Okay.
If you could weigh in early, do it. Especially if you're cutting weight. And even if you're not cutting weight, weigh in early, because then I don't have to get up early and go weigh in. I could get that extra hour of sleep in. So, I mean, on the day of the competition, I try to make my stress level as low as possible because it's about to be as high as it could possibly be. So, if I don't have to weigh in that day, I can get an extra hour of sleep in, or if I can get some more food in me, that's what I'm going to do. So, but if you got to cut weight, and if you can't weigh in early, I would say, you got to do what you got to do and weigh in the morning. But like I said, it goes back on, why cut weight in the first place where you can just feel amazing and do more weight, feeling great than losing 20 pounds and not getting your lifts at all. So
That's a good point, yeah. Going back to that. Oh, well, I will admit, boys, this has been an educational and fun
It
podcast.
has.
I learned all about shaving legs and babying, powdering
Shaving and
my
babying.
socks. Shaving and babying. There we go. Hashtag shaving and babying. That on.
every time I listen to this podcast, where you talk about deadlifts, chicken nuggets, and I always wanted to say barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce. Well, is there anything you'd just like to say?
Go hard, lift heavy, be a gladiator.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
Where can people
Boom.
find you on social media?
Oh, you can find me at Peanut Hornster. So it's just all lowercase, no space, PEANUTHORNSTER. So
Instagram.
you can find me there. Insta. And yeah, I mean I'm on Facebook too, but I don't really get on Facebook much, and
I think Facebook's going the way of the dodo.
Yeah, it's kind of the only thing I use Facebook for is to get videos from my teammates that send me through Facebook Messenger, and then I just upload it on Instagram. That's all I do.
Well, dude, it's been a blast.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been great, man. I hope training keeps going well for you. Hope you keep getting stronger.
Oh, and that's the game plan, man. I'm hoping to. I mean, for me to be competitive, I'm gonna have to squat around 750, bench about 450 in there, and then a deadlift about 750, which the bench press by far is gonna be the hardest one, which I've been putting a lot of time into it. I've been doing a lot of extra work, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, but like I said, at the end of the day, I just want to know that I've done my best. I stepped on the platform with the best, and then I can prove to people that, man, I come from a smaller federation that's drug-free, but I'm just as strong as you. We're strong down here, just as strong as you guys up there. So, don't pick on my federation. Don't pick on the ones that I started with. So that's how I see it.
Hey, we appreciate that, man.
Yeah, definitely. You got to show them up.
Hey, I'm here to play. So.
Well, it's been fun, and I really do hope it all goes well. Looking forward to what you hit. Looking forward to watching you progress.
Oh yeah, man! It's all gonna be on live on YouTube, so it's nice. I'm pretty sure what I'm gonna do is about 2 weeks before the competition, I'm gonna put it on my Instagram where you can find it at, and I would love for people to watch it. Hey, comment, hit my Instagram up because all the motivation I can get that day. It's going to help out a lot. It's going to be on November 11th at I want to say it's the Gold Nugget Casino in Las Vegas.
The Gold Nugget?
The Gold Nugget Casino.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's different, man, because every training session now, it's not. I don't know who I'm going against, but I know they're just as strong as me. So every training session now, I have to go in everything I got, even if it's a bad day. It's got to be the best day. So, I mean, it's got to be that best day. So it's different. It's really nerve-wracking too. I mean, because I know if I'm like, man, I really need to get these numbers, so it puts more stress on me. But I like it. That's where I want to be because it's going to just, like I said, make me a better lifter. So
that's true. Got to push yourself.
Well,
it's been a fun time, and that is Check My Total. Be a real gladiator. Go out there for Shaving and Baby and T-shirts coming out in 25 days. Shaving Baby and watch. It'll be the hottest hashtag on Twitter. It's going to be all over here. Keep following Jesse. Keep following Timothy Payne. We're out. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Go eat some chicken nuggets, everyone. I'm out.
We out.
Barbecue sauce.
Please subscribe and thank you for listening. Be sure to follow at CheckMyTotal on Instagram for all the latest updates. Don't forget the IBP North Carolina State Push-Pull Championships in Gastonia, North Carolina on July 14th. For more information about the competition, please visit ironboypowerlifting.com.